Greetings. That was.
Are we aliens?
Literally. Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to the Joystick Show. I am Z-Bop, and we've got
Dylan
and
Glasgow.
Yeah, well, I wasn't gonna go for the AI. Fucking
Dylan's the Earthling.
Yeah.
Let's end this weird shit right here, right now. Welcome to the Joystick Show, episode 68, coming to you not so live from Queens, New York.
Somewhat live.
Like we're alive. You know what I mean?
We're here.
Yeah,
we're living.
we are.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Before we get this show on the road, make sure to go ahead and make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the Team Joystick YouTube channel. And
Very important.
Click that bell. Stay notified for any new uploads
Even
that may
more
be coming your way.
Yeah.
And
some shit to comment, of course.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
it
Later on.
Yeah. As we trickle down the web of this show.
Word.
You like my vocabulary right now? My language?
You're very, very, very poetic.
Trying to stay at this tone.
Yeah.
Tone.
Your vernacular.
Fucking what have you boys been up to? I mean, I had a pretty eventful week, but
So I got something to talk about right off the bat.
Let's get it.
It's not that important.
Uh-huh.
But it's important to me. So like essentially we've had a lot of like family gatherings in my house lately.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Holiday
that's just
season,
Thanksgiving and then birthdays. My brother's birthday, it's gonna be my birthday soon. We had just a lot of family members visiting from other states.
Is your brother's birthday in December?
4th.
Oh shit.
So and so we always we've been going out to eat a bunch and just had a bunch of family members. So my dad was like, all right, now's the time to do a makeover to himself.
Got it.
So like I know how like for a bit your dad had cornrows.
Yes.
Very, very nice. And I was like, what is my dad gonna do? So my dad's like, okay, I'm gonna grow out my beard.
Yeah.
Which is not a good move because my dad's just had only the mustache forever.
Uh-huh.
He's never had anything else.
Got it.
It's only been just the mustache. So he tries growing out the beard and it kind of gets like mine where it gets kind of like scraggly and it's like not like it gets like knotted up, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, this is not going to work. But it came out gray. Where it's like, you know, his head's a little gray, but the beard was like mostly gray. And it's like, that's not going to work. So I walk in, my dad has a like dark brown black goatee and it threw me the fuck off.
Okay.
Like for sure. And I was like, he looks like someone. And I was trying to like pinpoint it in my head. And I'm like, he looks like some famous person or like some, you know, goatee wearing person. And I'm like, I can't put it
I
on.
wish I could see your dad.
So, which by the way, apparently he's done this before. My mom's like, this is the 4th time he's done this, like in like the marriage. And I'm like, really?
He's giving the goatee a fourth shot.
Yeah. And this is the one. This time it's gonna work.
It's gonna stick.
It did not work.
Yeah.
So my dad goes to work and my dad work. He's like switching shifts. So like he was working a bunch of days in a row. So he walks in with the goatee and my dad's coworker puts his head. He's like, whoa, fucking Steven Seagal over here. And I went, and I was, that moment right there, I was so fucking pissed. Because my dad, he had like slick back hair. He had on the sunglasses. Sorry if you're watching this, Dad. I'm not, you know, we're not making fun of you.
That's when the light bulb went on in Dylan's
and
head.
I got so mad when my dad told me that. I was like, fuck.
That's who it is.
That not only that, but he got to say it before I got to say it. I was like, I wanted to make a joke about it. And I remember talking to my dad. I'm like, Dad, that's like, you know, my dad was like, no, my dad thought it was like almost like cool. Right? And I'm like, no, I'm like, Dad, I think they're like, they mean it in like a bad way. And he's like, no, he didn't mean it in a bad way.
Steven Seagal's a badass, Dylan.
No, literally, that's exactly what my dad said. My dad was just like, well, I forgot the name. There was like a movie. I forgot the name of it, but it was like, there was a movie where like he was on a train.
Sure.
Yeah. And I forget the name, but my dad was like, no, he's cool. He was in blank 2 or whatever, like, you know, action point 2, you know, whatever it was. And I'm like, Dad, I think it was like, it was like not like an insult, but like a burn, you know, like you're looking, you know, and he's like, no. So then my dad just sends me a photo on Facebook Messenger, by the way, 2:30 in the morning. Because my dad knows, because it's like the weekend and he was working and like my dad works all night and he knows that I'm up all night. So then he just sends me a message. It's just his face, Steven Seagal's face, and just who killed Bobby Lupo in Max, which I had to look up as a reference from a 1991 film starring Steven Seagal.
Is that like your dad making a meme? Like,
and I was like, this is amazing.
How proud of your dad were you in that moment? Like, Dylan's
like,
dad made a meme.
He gets like internet.
He made a
jokes.
self-deprecating meme. Like, shout outs to him.
Yeah. Which I know he's still like it's a good thing. And I showed my dad the Come Town video of them viewing the Steven Seagal movies, and I'm like, Dad, watch this, and he was like crying. He was like, okay, man, I gotta talk to Chris at work. Oh man. And now I'm thinking, I was like, I like low key I bought like new clothing, but I was like, damn, I should like try to do a makeover, you know. I got the haircut, but I was like, maybe, you know, not a goatee, but
I got a makeover. Check this out. Look at that. What do you guys think of this?
Hey, we both got the fade going.
Be honest with me. Give 1 to 5. What are you rating this haircut?
If you didn't ruin it with a hat,
yeah.
Or was it ruined before?
The reason I bring it up is because Bobby has a new barber.
Right, you did say that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Shout out to my man Simon. He is love it because he's like literally like a 2-minute walk. He's like, it's not a. I thought it was in a garage, but it just turns out it's like in a little small kind of like storefront kind of thing.
Yeah.
But point is he's a fucking great. I don't know how to explain it. He has like all the tools.
He's good.
Yeah, it's great. I
Nice.
leave, my hair smells like grape. It's awesome.
Ooh.
Did your old barber like leave or something?
Nah, it just wasn't doing it for me.
Yeah, I feel that.
Tired of the old barber doing whatever they want type of thing.
Yeah, I feel that.
Nah, my barber does the same shit every time.
What's cool about this guy is he asks you like every single step of the way. He's like, you want this or that? And I'm like, this, please.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's very important.
Yeah.
I need multiple. I need some small talk that I do not care for, and I need some at least like 3 questions.
You know what I also hated too about my old barber is I always get the same haircut. I always get like the like the high fade.
Yeah.
But fucking my old barber would only do the high fade on my left side of the head, and then he wouldn't do anything to the right side because he would just kind of brush my hair over.
Oh, that's horrible.
And the thing is this guy would always I would always leave my haircuts looking like I was ready for some fucking ball because he would literally like gel my hair all to the side, and I'm like, homie, I don't style my hair like this ever. Like I don't wake up, I don't go anywhere like this, bro.
Word, bro. Like I'm gonna go shower
flip
this
it
off.
at the front, so because he would cut it like weirdly, I would always have like a misshapen haircut.
Yeah.
So now finally I have like a haircut that's even on both sides.
Nice.
Great. So shout outs to Simon. It feels good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I found out my barber was Jewish. Had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was very impressive.
My new barber is black and gay. I've now had
Honestly,
a Cuban barber, a Russian barber, a Dominican, and a black barber.
Honestly, no one's got
Wow.
it. Like I'm generalizing here. This is like a big stereotype, but no one's got it figured out more than a gay black dude. Like a well-dressed gay black dude. Like it's like, all right, this guy knows what he's doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're in good hands.
This man is self-made.
If he has an earpiece, that's it. Game over. It's like, oh, this guy is a billionaire.
What have you been up to,
Word.
Jerry?
I mean, I don't know. This week I've just been like honestly coding a lot more because like I've been coding outside of like regular class hours.
You know what's weird? It was refreshing to hear that. Like
That was
I know
nice.
we joke around
like
about
that.
it a lot, but it's been a legit while, and it was like lit. Like
That was nice.
Jerry's doing his thing.
So like we we're working on more like class like group work assignments, like projects.
Yeah.
So this project was basically we had to take like a YouTube API, which is like the functionality of YouTube, like the data and the video links and all that stuff, and make our own like page out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we had to do that in groups. So we had to like use like collaboration stuff with like GitHub and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was like mad complicated. Anyways, in that week, so like because we had to spend so much more time together, we were like talking. We had to do like this like it's like a industry readiness like session.
Okay.
So we had like different groups. We had like breakout groups in like Zoom, and so one of my IAs, he starts like we had to like talk about an article about like robotics, but we had to like present it in a certain way. So he's like giving his example, and he's talking about a band called Z Machines. That's it's because the topic was robotics. Because we have like every week it's a different topic, but this one was robotics. So he was talking about a band called Z Machines that's made of robots.
So it's a robotic band.
Yeah, and
Okay,
there's
I
a
love
robot
this.
that plays a key that's like I think it's a 72 string guitar or something like that.
So this is like a physical robot.
Yeah, it's a physical robot that plays another physical guitar.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And it's
I
like
that.
72 like guitar picks lined up on that are fingers on.
Oh, I think I may have seen this.
And he's playing like this crazy. There's
I
another
think
one playing
I
this
think
drum
I've seen
set.
this.
It's insane.
I've seen like I didn't know that was like an actual.
Yeah.
I thought it was like like a study. I didn't know it was like an actual band.
Right.
That's really cool.
and I didn't know that because so I looked it up on YouTube after he mentioned it, and the videos on YouTube I found of it were like 13 years old and shit like that. So it was like it's not even like this was new or anything, and it's weird because it's a heavy metal band, but it sounds weird because it's an algorithm like it's a computer.
So here's
it doesn't sound human.
So here's the important question: Do the members have names?
I don't know.
That is
a good question.
Can we pull this up?
That's all I'm
Can
thinking.
we pull up
right
because
now.
like the I want to see like the wiki. Because I found a really funny Wikipedia article about the Bob the Builder version of Mambo No. 5.
That was pretty damn funny.
Which made #1 on the charts in UK. But Wikipedia just like I feel like they'll come in the clutch here.
I didn't look up that much. I only had looked them up on YouTube. I know they're not on Spotify.
I don't think they're on Wikipedia.
Rip. This is like a really like
Z Machines.
maybe we're giving the shout out to Z Machines, you know? Normally we're like punching up. Like, no, we're giving them a shout out.
Yeah, no Wikipedia.
Damn.
Rip.
Yeah, they're not on. I've been looking up. I actually found another.
I mean, the videos come up and like the images come up, but yeah, they don't have a wiki link.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah.
Them, yeah,
Interesting.
it's so weird.
Can we give them names? Like, holy shit. Oh, those are physical human beings. I thought those were robots too. I was like, wow, those look good.
Those are good robots. Do you guys know about the Disney band?
No.
So during the 80s, basically Disney had like a venue on site in Walt Disney World.
Oh, okay.
And
for
they
like concerts?
Yeah, but it was like a club for a bit. But
Got
they were
it.
like, this would make more sense if we did like Broadway shows and like concert shows. So they made just like a random like hair metal band. And they just did like cover songs.
Okay.
But every like couple of weeks, that is the video I wake up to on my like YouTube autoplay.
Yeah.
And I just wake up to this. Then it's like, and it's like some random song. And there's like a bunch of kids like, ah!
I have no idea why that always happens with
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
It's always like one specific video that you always end up waking up to.
You know, want to know the name of the band? Halyx.
Halyx? What does that
So
have to do with Disney?
It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. So I thought it was Helix, but it's not.
Okay.
And everyone in the document, it's just hard cuts to every member in the band going, "What the fuck is Halyx?" Like they're all like
they're all equally confused.
Yeah. There's one guy, I believe he was like the producer who like they brought on later on. He was like synthesizer and he like he did a lot of shit and like he was working with them to like they almost got they almost actually turned into a band.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like working and he was like, he's in the studio and he's like, man, he's like goes on like a minute rant. He's like, I like fought them. I was like, it's not a fucking, not anything. Ugh,
Damn.
great stuff.
Bro, sometimes it just sounds cool, you know? Like, it's like one of those like Xbox names.
Yeah. The Z Machines.
Yeah. Oh, man. Z Machines.
I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
My body's tired.
I wonder why.
Right.
I went through some stuff, unfortunately. Had an interesting start to the week.
Yeah.
Seized up a bit, very weirdly. That makes it my third now. But what's interesting is this is the first seizure I've had that wasn't like early morning right out of sleep. This literally happened like I took a nap at 4 p.m, and then my dad found me at like 5:30. So it was like kind of fucking. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a little shaken up about it. I'm still like a little.
Yeah, it's not it's out of the usual.
Like I guess I am afraid to go to sleep. Like I'll be laying down. I'm like, all right, time to go to bed. But then it'll be like eating away at the back of my head. Like, fuck. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, every once in a while, yeah.
Throw up again and all that shit.
So it is kind of like, related to you just like being asleep.
I guess. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's always when
so
I'm
either
asleep.
like something's like a lot of times it affects people. Like I know a lot of other people who have like epilepsy and stuff. It's like a lot of times it'll be like they'll have one with lack of sleep or like too much.
Yeah.
Right, I've heard that.
I went to go see my neurologist. He said like one thing I didn't know is that he told me that stress doesn't cause seizures, but anxiety does. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
That's correct. Essentially, having something that's like a deadline and it's upcoming, that usually like will.
But
like eating.
Whatchamacallit. No, like, yeah, it was a fucking experience. Yeah. It was just, I was more so like annoyed because I woke up, and one thing that's always the same whenever I have like a seizure is I'm never like fully there afterwards. Like I'm awake, like I'm like, you know, I can remember things, but I don't exactly like see the full picture is how I'll explain it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm always just kind of like, oh, I just like seized up a bit and they found me. Okay, let me go lay down in my mom's room. And then my mom comes back and she's like, no, like you threw up everywhere, like you peed yourself. I bit like a huge chunk of my tongue. And I couldn't eat food for like 3 days. I was like, damn, like it didn't hit me until like way later. In fact, I didn't even know I had a seizure until I was laying in my mom's bed, and I was just like finally like kind of comfortable. And then I heard my dad say something along the lines of, no, he had a seizure. Like that wasn't normal. Yeah. And then as he said that is when like the pain in my shoulder set in, and I was like,
oh yeah, that happened. Right. Yeah.
I was like, damn. Because up until that point, I thought I literally just got like nauseous and threw up in my sleep. But nope. Some fucking sparks went off in my head. That's what that is, right? Electricity? I don't know.
No,
I haven't looked this up.
Yeah. You have a thing and you're just like...
What's pretty cool, though,
this is an illness I have. Oh, okay.
What is pretty cool is my mom has like a woman at her job who kind of fills in for her whenever my mom goes on like vacations or has like days off. And that woman told her boss at the job... like, and you know, about me or whatever, and like not necessarily about me, but just about like, you know, my mom's son and what she's going through and stuff like that. And the reason she told it is because that guy's husband also just so happens to be like the chief neurologist at NYU Langone. So now I'm going to see the chief neurologist at this big hospital. So it's kind of cool, you know. Hopefully I'll get some answers other than you know,
shit.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's
just so weird. Like I wish it was something more concrete, but you know, I take the test and they're like, it's not epilepsy, it's, you know, it's something. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is something?
Right, that doesn't help.
Yeah. I mean, you could even, I mean, like you might like have to do like a sleep study type thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like they test your brain waves as you're sleeping, and then they see like if anything like is going wrong with that, you know.
Didn't I do that with the EEG though?
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
Yeah.
I'm not good at science.
No, like I was thinking about. You're right. Yeah, I was like, but then the sleep study, I guess, like they like see you.
Yeah.
So like you have like at least one doctor overseeing, like watching you.
Yeah.
So it's like
which is very comforting. Yeah. That's
that's stressful.
Beautiful picture. Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Speaking of that, I just saw a video recently on Facebook of Steve-O like getting a surgery done, and he's trying to fight the anesthesia. He's like, no, I'm staying away. And they're like, yeah, sure you are. And he's like, I am. And then they're like, good night, Steve-O. And then you just see him go. He just falls back.
That's so funny because I don't know, anesthesia is like the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
because it's not sleep.
Yeah,
it's not. You're just put into like not comatose, but you're just basically put into a not awake state.
Yeah,
you're numb, but you're not sleeping. It's like it's very strange.
It's kind of fucking like terrifying.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Because you're just like awake one moment, and next moment you're not.
Yeah, and then it's like you don't remember that shit.
That shit is
like,
freaky.
Yeah, you don't like know how it worked. You can't recall how it happened.
The normal brain process is fucked up.
I remember I had to go to like a GI to get an endoscopy done, like when I was younger and I had the stomach issues, and you know they do the anesthesia and then they put the camera in your mouth. But I remember I was like laying on the table and they gave me the anesthesia, and then he like looks at me and he shows me like the camera, like the little on the cable, the little fiber optic thing, and he's like, I'm gonna put this in your mouth, and then he like moves the joystick and the camera moves around and it goes like that.
that's like a creepy last memory.
Yeah, and I'm looking at
We're getting in there, buddy.
Yeah, like I'm looking at this thing move around, right? And to make it weirder, like the camera points at me and I see me on the screen on the table through the camera, right? So then he's just like, all I remember is he does that and he's like, pretty neat, right? And I was like, yeah. And then he's like, night night, and then that's when I started knocking out, and the last thing I remember was he just goes, all right, Lyndon, or like he just cuts like out of this fucking like phony doctor act, where it's just like da, da, da. All right, and that's the last thing I remember. I was like, what the fuck?
Let's fucking do this. It must have felt like you were on like a TV show.
Is this man licensed?
There's a camera, he's acting and now he's not, like it's like what the fuck.
Word. Oh man,
I don't know. Hospitals are weird. Doctors are weird.
medicine be weird.
No hard feelings.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, I feel safe, but it's weird.
I mean, I've never really been one to be like, that afraid of hospitals. It's an inconvenience. I don't want to be home.
It's a huge inconvenience.
I don't want to watch this one channel with no volume.
Right, and if you go in for something and you have to do surgery, like it hurts more when you leave usually.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Nothing to look like. You're not looking forward to that.
Yeah,
obviously.
word.
Yeah.
What was the longest that you guys have ever been hospitalized?
A day.
I've only been to the hospital once.
Oh, look at that. God bless you.
Mm-hmm.
On some Joel Osteen energy. I want to get to that actually in a bit.
Some checks in the walls.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? Fucking no, I really don't mean to swing this into like a dark thing, but I always found this kind of like interesting. Back when I was in high school, I was hospitalized for like a week for like the stomach shit that kept me out of like school for a month or whatever. But the one thing I never forget was the day that I was what do you call it when you get released? The admitted?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, admitted is when you go in, right?
Yeah, discharge?
Discharge, yeah. The day I got discharged from the hospital was the day of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting.
Oh, okay.
But the craziest thing that I'll never forget about that is the doctor came in really early that morning, and he was like, you're getting discharged today, you're going home. I'd been in the hospital for a week, so I was like, lit, finally, great.
Nice.
I remember I was getting my clothes on, and I was watching Let's Make a Deal, like 10 in the morning on NBC.
Yeah, classic.
And then, breaking news, da-da-da-da. And I remember being like, fuck, I was really into that. And then it shows, and it was like, it shows the school, and it was like shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary, 3 dead, including shooter. And I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. My mom got up, went to go sign the papers. In the 5 minutes it took my mom to sign the papers and walk downstairs, we got to the lobby and everybody was around the TV, and that's when they found out like 20 plus people died.
It was like a huge thing.
It was that quickly of a transition. Like we were in the elevator not thinking anything of it, and then we got down and it was like a huge tragedy, and we were like, holy shit. It's fucking insane. Don't know why I never forget that.
I mean, it's a fucking yeah.
I also got an iTunes gift card that week.
more important.
Not more important. But
he's like,
it's just that's like the second memory on that week wavelength.
That's how else I remember the story.
He's like, fuck gun control. I gotta buy this Panic at the Disco song.
This sweet little girl came in with like a church group, and they were giving all the kids in the hospital like cards, and I felt terrible because I was like, I'm not even that bad, but thank you for the $10 gift card. Like,
I mean, you were in there for a week. You get a gift card. 5 days, no gift card.
Yeah, you're right. That 6th day is the gift card cutoff.
5 days, you get like the Chinese like finger thing.
Yeah.
you get like some like Dave and Buster's toy.
Bro, you know why I was in the hospital? I didn't shit for like 14 days.
Bro, I was also in the hospital for the same exact reason.
Imagine not shitting for half a month.
Bro, no, I did not shit for 12 days, so I almost made it. I was also in the hospital for that.
Took my record, bro.
Yeah, almost.
That shit is not fun.
Yeah, shit like 4 times a day.
I fucking hate people like you.
Yeah,
because
how do you do that?
I've had to live my life just listening to people like you go, I wake up every morning and I take a shit. Okay, it's like, good for you. Because it happens to me like twice a week. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, the thing about me is that a lot of my constipation just comes from IBS, which is the when you don't have constipation when you have the IBS, you're good. Yeah, it's like, that's not the problem. You know what I mean? Yep. So... But it's, I think I was good up until, like, probably teenage, I should say, until the thing happened, I would say. And then that's when, like, I had that problem. But quarantine actually fixed me. Quarantine, for some reason, every morning shit. Always.
I wish.
Every time. Just, it's like my body's like, hey.
As I've gotten older, it's gotten better.
I think it might be in a coffee thing too, but it's just like I wake up, I have coffee, and my body's like, all right, in 45 minutes, you're going to have a bad time, but it's going to be good after.
Leave a comment. Your shitting habits. I know this is great conversation.
When do you shit?
I'm really hoping this was the episode you decided to show your grandma.
On our Google Plus, you can put photos.
Grandma, check out this podcast I watched. These guys are really funny.
So Sandy Hook. Anyway, shit.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Thank God this isn't the holiday episode.
I mean, yeah.
Wait to hear what tragedies we talk about next week. Oh my Yo, you guys went speaking on this kind of like dark tangent. I read a fucking crazy story I never read about before. Don't remember their names, but it was essentially a case about this guy who dated this woman in New Orleans. I think her name was like Ann something. And then they had issues. No, they had issues, and it resulted in him strangling her to death and then like hacking up, dismembering her body, cooking it in like the oven and shit like that. And then after he was done with that, he like went to some building and like threw himself off the roof. So cops found him, like his body, like unrecognizable, blah, blah, blah. But in his pocket was a note, and the note was basically like, the reason I did this was I had to take my life for the life I took. And he was like, if you go to this address, you'll find it. And apparently they went, and like her head was in a pot on the stove.
Crazy.
Her arms and legs were sticking out of like another pot, burnt. Her torso was wrapped up in the fridge. And it was like, Jesus
This sounds,
Christ.
I mean, I think
Some Armin, some fucking Mivis shit.
I think I know about that. This sounds like something familiar. That
and
I've heard
apparently
on YouTube,
now the house that it happened in, like the owner of it now uses it as like some fucking publicity, like little museum thing where you can like go and see.
You can like go and you can go cook a skull, like
you can go see a refrigerator.
It's like the Hall of Science but for murder.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I kind of want to go to the Hall of Science. I
kind of want to go to the.
I also want to go to the Hall of
decade.
Science, but like, what's the age cutoff?
No, I think we contact someone at the Hall of Science. Say, hey, we're gonna have like a 20 to 30 person joystick meetup. I know it's COVID a little bit still, but like we're all vaccinated. We can just fucking.
I say we skip the 20-30 person meetup, contact somebody, and just fucking film a Chronicles in the Hall of Science.
I say we go to the Flushing Meadows, but we just pop into the Hall of Science real quick to get the bubbles thing, and then
That's the best part.
Bounce,
you make the different shaped bubbles. Come on.
That's the best part.
I mean, I'm sure there's other good parts of the
There's
Hall
just
of
some great parts.
Yeah.
You know what part I liked about the Hall of Science?
What?
You know that part in the front where you play with the little like Mars crane? You got to pick up the space rocks. That shit was hype. There was always a line to do that.
And I remember next to that, it's like the moon or whatever, or it's like all the planets, but it's like their temperature, but they're just all mad dirty.
Yeah.
Because it's like this planet's cold, and it's just like that. I'm gonna get the flu if I touch that. I know.
There's like that. I never knew what the science was, but there's like a room where you move, and then there's colors on the screen.
Oh
that
yeah.
Science.
I thought it was like a heat signature thing, but I remember someone was like, "It's not that," and I'm like, "It's not thermal. All right, fucking whatever, fucking cool colors."
Yeah. Right.
I like there was I don't know if they still had, but I know they only had it for a short time, and it was like you throw, and it was like basically like the pitching thing.
Yeah,
and it says how much
the sports room.
Yeah.
The sports room is lit. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I remember my teacher threw like mad hard, and I was like, bro, Mr. Burns, simmer down, man.
I need some Tommy Johns.
Honestly.
What was I gonna fucking say? I don't know why this jumped into my head, but I used to go to a summer camp in the summers when I was a kid. And we used to go to the Hall of Science a lot, but one of the other big prime, like field trip spots we went to was the New York Aquarium in Coney Island.
Yeah.
So I'll never forget. This story, like to this day, I'm an adult man, and this story still like infuriates me a little bit to this day. So this kid, you know those the machines at like places like that where you put like
novelty coin.
Yep, you put 2 quarters in and a penny.
Or the penny.
The 51 cents, and they elongates the penny, and it prints a thing on it. Yeah. So I wanted one of those souvenir pennies really bad.
Gotta have it.
I had 26 cents. I had a quarter, and I had a penny.
Okay.
I needed a quarter, right?
So I feel like I've heard this.
I went to this kid. I don't remember his name. Let's just say his name was Oscar. I fucking hate him. I don't remember his name. Fucking Oscar, right? I was like, I had $1. Oscar had a quarter. I said, Oscar, can I trade you this $1 for your quarter. Like, you know.
Simple economics. Anyone
Right.
takes this. This is,
You know what I mean,
deal.
right?
This is a good deal.
So then he was like, I don't know. And then I was like, I explained it completely to him.
like,
Keep in mind, we're both like 11 years old, 10 years old.
He
but
knows,
I explained
he knows
it to
what
him.
money is. He knows what subtraction
I was
is.
like, Oscar, look, I'm giving you $1. All I need is a quarter. You can keep the 75 cents. I just need it to do the fucking penny thing. I don't need the dollar. So I give it to him, and he gives me the quarter. I go to the machine, and I do the penny or whatever. This motherfucker goes to the camp counselor, and he's like, Bobby hustled me out of my quarter.
What?
And I was like, you fucking idiot. I gave you $1 for a quarter.
Yeah.
And I had to explain it. And it ended with me having to give up the penny to this kid.
Yeah.
And I was like,
What?
Yeah.
excuse me?
Yeah.
Did I just lose $1 and the fucking penny?
You
that I
fooled
just-
him by giving him money. You fooled
What's the
him.
math on that, Jerry? I started
He
with
didn't
26
give him money.
cents. And
You started with the. Oh, okay, yeah.
I started with the
I
dollar.
mean, you started it with $1. I
started with $1.26.
You probably had 20. You probably had money on you. You were good.
Yeah.
I was fucking stacked. I had bills. I didn't have coins. I was mad.
In that case, you go to like a. In that case, you go to like a chaperone. You know, you gotta go. You can't trust the fucking kid. You
Oh,
know?
fuck that kid. Nah.
Yeah, that kid fucking sucks.
I hope he's doing
I would go.
horrible
I would
right
go
now.
to like the friend's mom that was mad chill. I would do that, and I'd go to her, and I'd be like, I need a penny. I need a quarter. And she'd be
only-
like, here's 3/4.
The only other
Wink.
kid that
Word.
I remembered from summer camp who did me wrong, and this kid's name I remember. Shoutouts to Adam. Fucking Adam, bro. The reason he did me wrong. So me and Adam were actually pretty cool. Like, we were tight. I remember our summer camp used to have this thing where, you know, our parents would drop us off really early in the morning, but we'd have like a 30-minute like free time thing before
The shit started.
Yeah. And we had to eat breakfast and all that shit. So I remember a lot of the kids would play, like, the big thing was knockout and the basketball hoop. So a lot of kids would do that, but they set up tables on the stage with like mad board games. So me and Adam every morning would get together and we would play a different board games, like Battleship or like Monopoly, some shit like that. That was our thing.
Bonding.
Fucking towards the end of the camp, my man was like, yo, let's trade DS games, bro. And I was like, yeah, sounds good. And I gave him Mario Kart DS, which was my favorite fucking game. And he gave me Mario 64 on the DS. And then he moved the next day. And I never saw that kid again. And he stole my fucking game.
Yeah, I mean that's a tale as old as time.
No, I was about to say, I was
Word.
literally going to follow that up with, I've come to realize that a lot of people, obviously gamers, have that exact same story. With
And the thing with my family was that my parents used that as like a reason to not buy us a game. Like if we wanted a game, my brother wanted a game or something, he'd be like, remember when you were in the first grade in Toy Story 2 and you gave it to what's his name? And he'd be like, Dad, Tom moved
7 years ago.
Dad, Tom can't he move? You know? And it's like, or like I'd like hustle my friend and sell him like a used game, and my parents were like, "Did you sell a game that we bought you?" Right? And I'm like, "I sold it for more money. Why is that bad?" You know,
I made a good decision.
Yeah, I'm hustling, Mom. I'm grinding out here, and you're not, Mom. You don't get it.
Damn, Dylan had his mind.
I sold this copy. I sold
then.
this copy of Dead Rising 2. It's not even as good as Dead Rising 1. Dead Rising 1's way better.
You don't get it, Mom. You had to play it.
You don't get it, Mom.
don't get it.
This game sucks.
Yeah.
You know what's like another thing I feel like parents never really understood, or at least in my case, like when my mom would buy me a game and then I would beat it in like a day or like 2 days, and they'd be like, but I just got it for you. And it, like, back in the day, part of it was like, oh, maybe I just play games fast. But then you look back on it and it's like, no, that game that you gave me, legitimately, you could beat it in like an hour. Like, it's not even that long. It's just some games aren't that long. But then she'd always make me feel like, she'd be like, this is why I can't get you games. It was like, I played it. Like, I did everything I could in it. What do you want me to do? I'm just amazing.
That's why I'm happy. Like I played a lot of sports games because you can't beat a sports game or whatever my parents would get me. And every year, my brother especially would always ask for like the Madden or whatever. So I just play that shit forever. Like some of the, and you couldn't back in the day. You couldn't turn off the soundtrack. Like you couldn't go.
You couldn't?
No, in like the Madden games, like the old
That's
ones,
weird.
you couldn't go in and turn it off. So you would just that song. You had to listen to those songs. You had no choice.
Damn.
Like you know, there's like an Avenged Sevenfold and like the Anthem by Good Charlotte just is in there, man. You'll never get out.
That's awesome. That reminds me of the old Tony Hawk soundtracks.
Yeah.
My poor grandma.
Shout outs to sports soundtracks.
Oh, they're low key good. Yeah.
Like even like racing game soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
Those are sick.
I'm trying to think of a good one.
Yeah. I remember I heard like a really fire song, and it was from a band I like called Senses Fail. But back in the day, I didn't know the band really but they were in Madden 08, and they had to change their song because they were like an emo band.
Okay.
And they couldn't have emo lyrics in the Madden game. So like all of the lyrics about like wanting to die and like cutting their wrists were replaced with like other mundane things. So like instead of like razor blades, it was like I lost my way. You know, like they would censor it with like a way like less, you know. So and I'm on the beach. You know, like it was like not even good.
For a second I thought Dylan was gonna say that they replaced the emo terms with football terms. And he made 4th down.
Oh my god, that'd be worse. That'd be so much worse.
I have an idea in my head right now. like Pop Goes Punk, but it's like Punk Goes Sports.
Oh my god.
You know, like Pop Goes Punk, where it's like they do the covers.
Yeah.
It's like that, but like they do the football thing.
No, they should just do jock jams.
Yeah.
Come on and slam.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's just every arena song.
Yeah.
That's hype as hell. No, honestly.
Even that song.
Oh, that song, bro, that's my favorite arena song. That Neo song. And they never even play the Neo one. It's always just the fucking like because when that song came out on the radio, it's like the whole part where he's like, he's there's no
here.
Yeah. But then there's the other version where I think it's just like the Calvin Harris version, and it's just the instrumental with just the Let's Go part. So they play that part, so it always catches people off guard because they'll sing the rest of it.
It's not
but I'm kind of a Barclays veteran at this point, so I just kind of look around and everybody's like, "It's now and then," and I'm like, "Nah, motherfucker,
it's never, man. It's never, it's not now."
That's not the version, homie. Sorry to do it to
They
you.
couldn't get the licensing for his voice.
My brother, when I was younger, told me that Neo was gay, and that's why all of his clothing was tight. And in my head,
weird older brother thing.
Well, that's the thing. I remember, like, who was it? Bernie from Rooster Teeth podcast told us all the time that, like, remember, like, his brother told him to, like, stare into the sun. My brother would just fucking lie to me, and he'd be like, yeah, that wasn't true, and I'd be like, come, bro. So like he would tell me that, but then he would be like be so reassured, and my brother's like kind of stubborn too. So like he'll tell you something, and then he'll just be like, "No, I know, trust me, I know, trust me, believe me." And I was like, in my head, I was like, "Yeah,
I had to get
straight people wear loose clothing in hip hop and R&B."
I had to get a sense of like Andy's. You always have to get a like sense of your older brothers like lying, like they're like, yeah. Like,
you know who would have been a horrible older brother? This motherfucker. If you had a little sibling with the shit you lie about, bro, your poor little brother would be.
He'd be like, what? I believe that for 14. You know, like some crazy shit. Like, what? Bananas aren't a vegetable. What the fuck? They've been telling me this my whole life. Dylan told me that right.
He told me some weird like geography.
Yeah, or like Brock Lesnar became president of Belarus. I didn't know he wasn't.
Oh man,
poor fictional younger brother. Fuck that. Having to be like a role model and shit.
I'm mad about how tired I am. Like it sucks. Yesterday I stood in bed for like 8 hours.
Become a coffee drinker.
And then today I stood in bed for like 4 hours.
Honestly, become a slave to
I don't
coffee.
like coffee, huh?
I know,
Coffee
but like
is
trick yourself.
Can tea do the same thing?
Yes, but it's not as good or as powerful.
I would prefer tea.
Okay, get it. Yeah, get a tea.
I don't know. Coffee's gross to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
The only coffees I like are like the really unhealthy ones.
Yeah, the sugary ones
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was watching speaking about this coffee tea thing. I was watching an interesting video where this guy who's like worked as a barista for a super long time got together like a bunch of celebrity like coffee orders and like made them at home and tried them. It was pretty interesting to see like him make them like from scratch at home. It's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Fucking this girl, Khloe Kardashian, has like a drink that's mad weird where like they take 7 tea bags, but they make it's a latte, but it's a waterless chai latte, and the guy was explaining how like it's a tea, like you need water, but what it is they just like turn the tea bags into like almost like a syrupy concentrate, and they use that to make it. And he was like, honestly, it's pretty like it's not bad. Like he was like, it's interesting.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
It's fucking water. All of it's. I mean, water's good.
Yeah,
water is good.
It's like we have all these other drinks to be like, just drink water.
Water is pretty fucking fire. Yeah,
drink water. And a caffeinated beverage.
Yeah. Water, something else.
Oh, I should explain this. So,
okay.
Right now, it looks like I'm picking my nose, right?
Okay.
Did this a lot on the last episode, and I want to address that, last episode we had some technical difficulties where Dylan and I filmed like the first 11 minutes, and then it got cut off, and we had to refilm that part. And in that 11 minutes, I explained that I had really bad allergies and that I have cuts and scabs in my nose.
Right.
And that is why I'm doing this all the time. Yeah. And the reason I'm bringing it up again is because today specifically, they've been really painful. What the fuck is this? This shit sucks.
You mentioned that a couple weeks ago.
I feel like I have like spikes in my nose.
But the thing is though, is that...
And I know you're not supposed to keep picking it.
Well, the thing, that's why you still are having it, because you keep picking it.
But it's so hard not to, because they're so like annoying.
Yeah, it's very itchy. It's like the itch.
It's like having... It's like, when you have like a little tiny rock in your shoe? Yeah. It's like that, but in your nose all the
it's literally a rock,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like the same logic with like, I remember when I got like poison ivy and it didn't spread, and people were like...
poison ivy?
I've had poison ivy 8 times.
What the fuck? Never heard this.
Yeah. So like, I've essentially, like my old house, a few blocks away was a wildlife refuge. By the way, I got like 4 times. I got a lot, but like one time we like went for like a science thing where like we helped clean up. Basically, it was like free child labor, where we helped to like clean up the poison ivy. We learned about invasive species.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. But just invasive species for like the whole day we had to learn. And it was like I wore long pants, long shirt, cut me like here, and I was fucked. Yeah. So I took my glove off for like a minute. Another time I was riding my bike. I rode my bike like every day. One time I was riding it, got it again. Like it was just like unlucky shit. And also stupid. Like I just like run in the weeds and get it, I'd be in my backyard, touch a plant, now I have it,
Jungle Boy Dylan.
Yeah, literally. And I remember one time I got it. I had like the scrub. I had like a whole thing where it's like I forgot what it was, but they sold it at like Walgreens. It was like $18. But it was like just like this thick scrub, and then you put it on and just go away. It would like not cured, but like it worked really well. And I remember someone was like, well, like it spreads like if you itch it, and it's like, well, then you don't itch yourself. But that's really hard when your entire body is itchy. Yeah. Your first thought is like, oh, I'm gonna itch it. Yeah. But like if you just have that like restraint.
Is it like itchy or burny?
It starts off like it's itchy, like you take a shower, and then like your whole body becomes itchy because like the particles are there, and then if you itch it, it gets like that's when it burns.
Yeah, I've never had. Yeah, I've never wanted.
So it starts off. It's usually like concentrated in one spot, and then it spreads everywhere.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It's real bad.
Do not envy you, Dill.
Yeah. Yeah. But now I'm immune. No, I'm not. I wish.
Imagine. You are Poison Ivy, the Batman villain. You can control plants.
Bro, what if it worked?
Become what I hated. A superhero.
Not a superhero. She's a villain.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool, though.
Come on, Dylan.
Yeah. Infamous vibes.
Yeah.
Imagine the memes.
I was telling Jerry, we're dangerously close to Spider-Man. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Then we can stop talking about it on this show.
Bing bong.
Fucking, it's this Thursday. Fuck, I saw the first minute. Very interesting. It starts off right where the second one. Have you seen any of the Spider-Man movies?
I have not seen. I saw Homecoming.
Okay.
I saw the Tobey Maguire ones. That's it.
So you didn't see Far From Home.
No.
This was the second.
No,
yeah,
I did not see that.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
I'll watch it.
It's the first Marvel movie that takes place after Endgame. After all that shit happens. In fact, what's actually pretty cool about that movie is one of like the themes is Peter's dealing pretty heavily with like PTSD of from Tony's passing and all that shit. Yeah.
That's good.
I heard a potential spoiler for the new Spider-Man movie, and if it's true, it'd be kind of cool, but I'm not gonna say it here, obviously.
Why not?
Because we're on the show.
Fuck it.
But it's potential. Might not be true.
I mean, what I heard was that Because in the Spider-Man movies, it's usually his like close friend from the movies, his best friend that becomes like some kind of like villain to him.
Well,
Okay.
Ned becomes
Ned.
He becomes one of the Green Goblins.
Yeah.
Like in the comics.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So is that the spoiler?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think
then
it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I don't know if because in the movies they're making them like really close. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't see how
He becomes like the fourth Green Goblin or some shit like that.
I don't see how it would do it in the movies like with this.
Well, the thing is like Tom Holland is now signed up to a new Spider-Man trilogy with Sony.
Exactly.
But what I've heard is that the new Spider-Man trilogy is not only going to focus on his college years, but it's also going to focus on a much more darker and much more dramatic tone for Spider-Man. Because that was like the middle ground that Tom had to reach to continue playing Spider-Man. He was like, I want to keep playing Spider-Man, but I need it to be a more like dramatic role. Like I need it to be more I'm immersive essentially. So what was cool is when the Sony Marvel acquisition dropped, he went like right to that producer Amy Pascal's house. Amy Pascal, and he like pitched movie ideas for like hours to her. So it's kind of cool when like the actor himself
gets
is,
involved.
Like,
and he's like, hey,
we could do this. Like, you know what I mean?
Not only motivation, but it's like it'll end up with like a better product.
Yeah,
'cause
it's a lot like
he
this
wants
guy
to-
in Deadpool, like how involved Ryan Reynolds is that he like writes them and all that shit.
You know,
Did
it's
you
funny.
watch what's it called? What was it? Free Guy? What was it?
I want to.
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't.
good. I watched it on the plane ride home from Puerto Rico. I watched it.
Yeah, everybody
It was
says
good.
it was really, really good.
It was very good. I mean, it's like video game humor. It's a lot of that. But when you make a movie about a video game,
I legit want to see like every movie Ryan Reynolds made this year. I haven't.
I just want to
Yeah.
see like I just want to marathon Ryan Reynolds.
I want to see that. I
The
want to
hot
see.
guy.
I haven't seen Red Notice yet.
Yep.
Still, I want to see the Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife. I didn't see that, and it came out. And I want to see. He has a new Christmas one coming out where it's basically this movie. What is it? The Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
With the ghosts and shit like that. But he's like Scrooge, and Will Ferrell plays like the ghost of Christmas Past or present or something like
that's
that.
good.
So it's Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell.
That's good.
Did you hear that The Rock
That's
is
some
also
slapstick.
making a Christmas movie?
I believe it.
It's with him, and it's like a future him and a past him. I
It's
like
the same movie. Like
that's what I saw. I saw him, and
I just
and
imagine-
I saw like a small like Hawaiian kid. Like,
Yeah. Oh.
is it for that show, Young Rock, that he does?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, it's just past Rock.
Because The Rock has a show that's
Yeah.
literally just about his life.
I just imagine like
What is he
current
doing?
current The Rock making a shitty joke to past Rock. Like,
Yeah.
it's like-
But what's funny-
they're both laughing at it. Like,
Because on the show, he has 3 people that plays him. He has like somebody that plays him. There's 3 actors who play The Rock on that show. One of them plays him when he's like 8 or something and he's a kid.
Yeah.
One of them plays him when he's like in high school, and then the third one plays him when he's like just starting in wrestling. And he's
Oh.
like in his 20s and stuff like that.
Oh my. Oh, he was like the biggest dweeb ever.
Yeah.
Like when he first joined WWF.
WWF.
He was just like, ooh, like cheesing all the time, and everyone was like, "This guy sucks. He's way too happy."
They had to make him the villain.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what yo.
and it's like, oh, he teamed up with Vince McMahon, and it's like, wait, Vince McMahon is wrestling, and it's like, yes.
I know nothing
Which-
about wrestling.
Okay, we have to watch a wrestling video after this,
One
and it's
day,
like it's amazing. And essentially, it talks about like the peak, like the golden years, which is like late '90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Which is when like WWF was like in its prime, like Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it's just like the storylines are like absolutely insane. That it's like Vince McMahon on like a weekly basis was doing like absurd things. He was trying to like beat WCW, which was like the other big
other
like
circuit,
yeah.
yeah.
But like in the 80s and early 90s, Vince McMahon bought every single wrestling franchise in the United States. That was like bigger than like a statewide one, except for WCW, and then it grew into like an enemy.
Crazy.
So like everyone would leave WWF and then join WCW as like the same person but like a different persona.
Uh-huh.
Got it.
Like Hulk Hogan was like the hero, and then he went to WCW and became Hollywood Hogan, and he was like a big show off.
Yeah.
And it was just to see that, and then also see like a billionaire fighting, it's really weird.
Yeah.
Like I just imagine like fucking. I mean, Dana White kind of does it with the UFC, but he doesn't get in the fucking ring.
Yeah.
All right, let's fight fucking
It's
Dan Cormier. You know, like he's not gonna do that.
Like I have major respect for like I when people say the thing like, oh, it's fake.
Yeah.
Like obviously, but I mean these
But
motherfuckers are
it's sick.
throwing
Your own,
themselves.
it's still your own stunts.
Yeah.
You're doing your own stunts, and if you
it's-
fuck that up,
and I'm not even talking about like the argument everybody likes to make where it's like, yeah, they're still getting hurt. Like obviously that, but it still takes like it's creative. Like its storylines get built and shit like that.
They have more writers than people who are performers.
Yeah.
Like they have way. I mean, I remember very infamous moment in my past. I remember I went to a Christian rap battle, which was a battle of the bands.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Do you remember this?
No.
Do
Was
you-
I there?
No, but I told you a story in the
I was
back.
about to say.
I
whoa.
told you a story in the back of a Q24 bus, which is the only time we've ever taken that bus on Atlantic Avenue.
Got it.
And I told you in the back of that bus,
Sure.
and there was a black man sitting across in one of the seats,
Yeah.
and he just went, Christian rap battle. What are they fighting for?
Oh my god, I do remember that. That was one of the funniest things I ever heard.
I got off the bus and I was crying.
Yeah. What they fighting for?
Yeah.
I do remember that.
And
Holy shit.
there was a guy.
That gives me what's this guy? Hannibal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was like that. I mean, he was like wearing like Yankee hat, skinny guy, but like
Oh man.
there was a guy there who was like he wrote like a Christian book, but he used to write for the WWE.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, like he found the Lord. Good for him. You know, he went from wrestling to Men in Tights to, the big
Men
G.
in Tights.
Man.
What was I gonna say? Fucking no. I saw it wasn't about it, but I saw a video recently where John Cena actually talked about like how he came into the WWE and how he kind of like built a persona. And like when he came in, he had a really hard time like gaining traction because he was just like another fit white dude. Like he didn't really have anything that set him apart. But the one thing that he would do was he would like rap battle fans. So that's kind of like how the whole like John Cena hip hop thing kind of started. So I never really knew how the whole this thing happened. So apparently what it was is there was like a rapper who used to do something similar. I forgot which one it was, but the way the rapper did it is he moved his head and he did that.
But John Cena moved his
But
arm.
John Cena's little brother dared him, like they were listening to one of his songs, and his little brother dared him to like after a match to do that dance. But when he did it, he fucked it up and he did this instead, and that's how that shit blew up. Yeah, it became like his.
Yeah, I
new
remember
thing.
that. I mean, John Cena was like he was like the hero. You know, he was like the American
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
he wore the American shit. He had like the longest shorts, man. The longest cargo
longest
shorts.
jean
the
shorts,
longest
bro.
jean shorts or cargo shorts I've ever seen anyone
Right.
wear,
And
man.
look at him now.
Man looked like
giving apologies in
Man,
Mandarin.
that guy looked like the most serious PE teacher of all time, bro.
Yeah. You bet. But like, he also seemed like
Today we're playing dodgeball.
Yeah, like he'd be serious, but then like he'd also be there for you, right? Like,
Yeah,
If you were
yeah.
if you were getting bullied by another student, he'd be like, "Knock that fucking shit off, bro."
Frank, come here. What did he say to you? What did he say to you? Tell me.
You see me? Fucking see me?
That doesn't fly here, okay?
Doesn't fly here. Okay.
Not in my gym.
Not my gym.
Not in my ring.
Not my gym.
Like a wrestling coach.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Love
Teacher
wrestling.
tropes are so funny.
Teachers are funny, man.
Teachers are funny, man.
Teachers are fucking funny.
Speaking of, I'm back at it.
Yeah. How is it? You on?
It's all right. It's cool. It's interesting because I've been away. The last time I saw a lot of the kids that are still there, they were in 6th grade, so now they're in 8th grade. So it's like kind of nuts. But I was telling Betta the other day, it's like this really dumb thing. I don't even know how it started. It's literally the dumbest thing. But kids, they hear dumb things and then it becomes like their favorite thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, the kids aren't, obviously, they're not allowed to be on their phones in schools. So the other TAs, they do the typical, like, hey, put it away. If I see it, I'm going to take it. And you're not going to get it back to the end of the day, right? the kids don't listen to that. So I would try to make them laugh. So I would say like really off the cuff stuff and be like, hey, put your phone away, I'm going to eat it. And then they'd be like, whoa, what? Like it'd throw them off, you know? So there was this one girl who I never had to say it to because she always like paid attention, but I used to say it to kids around her. And she would say things like, did you really eat your phone? And I was like, yeah, I ate it. Like I digested it. And she's like, that's crazy. And I was like, all right, cool. And then like the next day she came in and she brought her DS in, like an old school DS. And she was like playing like Mario Kart, Mario Party DS on it and stuff like that. And she had another friend in the school, another girl who also played with like another old school DS. And they were asking me about it. And they were like, Mr. Bobby, do you have a DS? And I was like, I used to, but I ate it.
Yeah.
That was the joke. Haven't seen these girls in over 2 years.
They know it.
I go in, they're playing on DSIs to show that time has passed.
Yeah.
And then they're like, Mr. Bobby. And I'm like, what's up, girls? And they're like, do you have it? And I was like, it's right here.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I love CAD, like, inside jokes or just carrying a joke way too long.
For
always
sure.
works.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be a good joke.
No.
It's just the time makes it better.
The worse it is, the better it is.
Yeah.
Like, the worse it is and the further time has passed,
Yes.
it's like, that's a funny fucking horrible joke.
It's also cool because, like I hate to, I'm not trying to gas myself up, but in comparison to a lot of other people who work the job, I kind of have this weird background where I'm weirdly into a lot of the same stuff as these kids. Like I play video games. I play like Apex Legends. I play a little bit of Fortnite here and there, right? I watch anime. So these are things that go a long way with these fucking kids. So the second you mention like, oh yeah, I watch Naruto, they're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, you're not a teacher. It's like, I'm a teacher. Just we have interests too, Be different.
I thought you were a robot.
It's like, it's so funny when like I have a conversation with a kid about something like Overwatch, right? And they'll start the conversation and you can tell they think I don't know anything about it.
And
so they'll be like, yeah, I play Overwatch, and I'm like, oh cool, who do you play? And they'll be like, I play Genji. He's like a robot, like ninja guy. He's pretty cool. And I was like, and I'll just like show him my stats real quick, like 170 Genji hours, and he's like, Jesus Christ, like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah.
I was like,
remember, I told the kid,
I missed the triple jump, man. Like, you throw some crazy.
I told the kid I platinumed Overwatch once, and he was like, you're fucking with me.
And then you showed him on your app.
He was like, there's no way. I was like, yeah, I'm a fiend.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah,
that's a rough platinum.
It is. Anyway, you ready for that good old end segment?
I don't know what that is.
Good old Jamo Yam.
You know what I had to do at the end of this week, or
a
like a couple days ago? I had to what?
We'll talk.
I had to So you know how when you listen to a song or when you hear a song and like you'll add it to your like liked songs.
Yeah.
And you'll do that a bunch. And then you'll forget to add all of those songs to a playlist.
I am on a backlog of 4 months.
Yeah. I had to go back
I have hundreds of songs I need to add to the yams. Half the songs I've chosen on the yams, like the last few weeks, are not yams because I have not added them. But I will.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So what's good about me is I started work again, so I started a commute.
And so now you have more songs.
I finally have Discover Weekly time, so I added like a good 7 songs.
Nice.
Had a lot to choose from. Yeah. So who's going first?
So yeah, what I said blended. So basically now it's like you can make a playlist with someone else.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Me and Bobby are 86.
Yeah, it's 83.
Something like that. Yeah. I have a couple of other friends that have better playlists than us.
That's fine.
But
good for you.
Yeah.
Have fun with your other friends.
Yeah.
You do podcasts with your other friends?
No, I do not.
Didn't think so. Didn't think so.
Yeah. I'll go first. My yam of the week is a classic, I think, in my opinion. It's You by Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, for sure.
Very good song. Just one letter name. Perfect. Best beat switch ever. It's like it starts off like pretty interesting and then it gets jazzy and then it gets more jazzy, you know? Like damn. It's a lot of jazz.
My turn.
Go for it.
Yeah.
My jam of the week is gonna be a song called Ziplock by Saba. Yeah, it's Saba. Pretty fire.
Ziplock.
My song of the week is not a new song of the week, but it's in my playlist for a while. I think you guys have heard it before. It's called Float Away by Kasky. It's a pretty good song.
That sounds very familiar.
Float away.
Yeah.
Float away. Yeah, I think I have it on the jazz.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah, it's been there for a while.
For sure.
Nice.
Lit.
Yeah.
That was the fastest we've ever done Jam and Yam.
Right?
Yeah, I took long. If I didn't take long, I would have been
just
like
all
that would have
had
been
it
5
ready to
seconds.
go. It was the most professional thing. I feel weird. I don't know. I feel like
Actually,
it's like we have to fill a minute or some shit. Like, I don't know.
All right, let me switch my song.
Fucking somebody jump in.
Yeah. Well, we're done,
I thought we
aren't
were all doing like a little stretch thing at the
Yeah,
end.
I was, but it got quiet. It got really weird.
I thought we would just like coordinate the stretch and be like, anyway, like I thought, it would have been seamless.
Sorry, I'm not. I didn't get that cue.
No.
But anyway, thanks for catching
Mike, you.
this episode of the Joystick Show, episode 68.
Woo!
Make sure to catch us next week, where not only is it good old episode 69,
Yeah.
it's also the holiday episode, where
Yeah.
we'll be merry and bright.
Saint Nick, Kwanzaa, post Chanukah.
And
Menorah.
69.
Christmas cookies, snow.
I got a candle. I might actually bring it to have it here.
We forgot the candle.
Wow. Good time I brought it up.
Just like CGI.
Yeah.
Real
So
quick.
now next week in the holiday episode, we will return with the candle. I'll bring the holiday cookie candle I have.
See, that's why we didn't have a candle.
Yeah,
we wanted you
it was
guys to know.
all important.
See, I was
so I could
fearing you guys wouldn't
refresh.
catch on to it, so I figured.
Yeah, and now it's like you guys can get hype about this used candle that I'm going
And
to
it's
bring
totally
to the
not because I threw up on my floor on Monday
And needed to use the candle,
to make my room smell good.
Wow.
But thanks for watching. Make sure to go ahead and like, subscribe. Dylan, what are we commenting this week?
Bye.
we ain't done yet, bro.
Fucking ending the show, Jerry.
Jerry's just like, no, I'm over. Jerry's looking at the clock. He's like, it's an hour, bro.
What clock?
My time. Yeah, there's time stamps on the cameras.
Oh, are there?
Yeah, I check that. I check that like every 20 minutes to make sure we're
I'm
like
blind.
where we know.
What is that? Like 101.
Yeah, 101 50 something. Yeah.
CC.
Comment. What's your most favorite seizure that you've had?
Oh my god.
God forbid.
How many times do you go to the bathroom a day?
How many times do you know about national tragedies when you're in the hospital?
What the fuck do I title this episode?